Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Sister Wives Show. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please subscribe and keep watching for more detailed videos. What happens when one of the original sister wives wants out? Meri Brown, the first wife of Kody Brown, has had a complicated journey on Sister Wives, but one of the biggest questions fans have right now is, did the church grant Meri's request for release from her marriage? Stick around as we dive deep into the world of spiritual marriage, personal struggles, and whether Meri has truly been released. Meri's spiritual journey has been central to her storyline on Sister Wives, but recent events have left viewers wondering what's really going on behind the scenes. Let's take a closer look at Meri's story, her request for release, and the complicated role of the church in this decision. Before we dive into the church's role in all this, let's take a step back and look at who Meri Brown is in the context of the Sister Wives universe. Meri was Kody Brown's first wife, entering a polygamous marriage that would soon expand to include 3 other women: Janelle, Christine, and Robin. Meri's been a key figure in the Brown family for over a decade, and her relationship with Kody has seen its fair share of ups and downs. From legal issues to emotional breakdowns, Meri's story has always been one of resilience. But after years of tension, especially with Kody, many fans are wondering if her request for release means she's finally breaking free. So, what does Meri's request for release actually mean? In the world of sister wives, marriage isn't just a legal contract, it's a spiritual bond. The Browns follow a belief system that includes polygamy as a part of their religious practice. This means that their marriages are not just for this life, but for eternity. But here's the catch: if a wife wants to leave the spiritual marriage, she has to ask for a release from the church. This process is different from a legal divorce. Instead of paperwork and courts, the decision often lies in the hands of the church leadership. In Meri's case, her request for release would signify her desire to no longer be spiritually connected to Kody. But did the church grant it? To understand whether Meri's request could be granted, it's important to understand the role the church plays in the lives of polygamous families like the Browns. The Apostolic United Brethren, or AUB, is the fundamentalist Mormon group the Browns have followed. In this belief system, a spiritual marriage is sacred. While legal divorces may happen, a spiritual release isn't as straightforward. It requires approval from the church's leadership, and is a rare occurrence. Women must typically provide valid reasons for wanting a release, and the decision isn't solely up to them. So, Meri couldn't just walk away from the marriage. She needed church approval, and this raises the question: was her request justified in the eyes of the church, and what would it take for them to grant it? It's no secret that Meri and Kody's relationship has been rocky for years. Fans of the show will remember pivotal moments like Meri's emotional catfishing scandal, where she formed an online relationship with someone she thought was a man, but who turned out to be a woman. Since then, Kody and Meri's relationship has never fully recovered. Kody has openly said that he no longer feels romantic love for Meri, and the two have seemed more like friends, or even strangers, than husband and wife. Meri, for her part, has tried to remain connected to the family and maintain her place in the plural marriage, but over time, it's become clear that she feels increasingly isolated. This leads us to Meri's decision to request a release. After years of emotional strain, it seems that Meri might be ready to move on. But what does this mean for her relationship with the church and her family? It's also important to consider Christine Brown's recent decision to leave Kody. Christine, one of Kody's other wives, made headlines when she chose to walk away from her spiritual marriage to Kody. Unlike Meri, Christine was very public about her decision to leave, and it didn't require the same kind of church approval. Christine's departure may have inspired Meri to take a similar path. After all, if Christine could leave and start a new life, why couldn't Meri? But here's the key difference: Christine was never legally married to Kody, whereas Meri had both a legal and spiritual bond with him, making her situation more complex. Meri's request for release likely stems from the same sense of wanting freedom, but her path might be more challenging due to the spiritual ties. So, did the church actually grant Meri's request for release? At the time of this recording, there hasn't been an official statement from Meri or the church confirming whether her request was approved or denied. However, fans of the show have been speculating. Some believe that the church may be hesitant to grant the release, given how high-profile the Browns are within the polygamous community. Granting Meri's release could send a message to other women in similar marriages. Others believe that the church might sympathize with Meri's situation, given the emotional distance between her and Kody, and may ultimately allow her to leave the spiritual marriage. Regardless of the church's decision, one thing is clear: Meri's relationship with the rest of the Brown family is strained. Over the past few seasons of Sister Wives, viewers have seen Meri spend more time away from the family, focusing on her business ventures and personal growth. Meri has also spoken publicly about feeling like an outsider within the family. With Kody prioritizing his relationship with Robin, the other wives, and especially Meri, have often felt neglected. As Meri seeks release from her spiritual marriage, it seems like she's also distancing herself emotionally from the family. Whether or not the church grants her request, Meri may already be on a path to independence. If the church grants Meri's request, it could mean a major shift in her life. She would no longer be spiritually bound to Kody and could potentially move on to new relationships or a completely different chapter in her life. But even if the church denies her request, Meri has shown that she's capable of carving out her own path. With her business ventures, including her bed and breakfast, and her growing social media presence, Meri seems ready to stand on her own, regardless of her marital status. At the end of the day, Meri Brown's story is one of resilience and strength. While the future of her spiritual marriage may be uncertain, her desire for release shows that she's ready to take control of her life, with or without the church's approval. As fans continue to follow Meri's journey, we'll be keeping an eye on whether the church grants her request and how this decision will impact the entire Brown family. Will Meri finally get the freedom she's seeking, or will she remain spiritually tied to Kody? Only time will tell. What do you think? Should the church grant Meri's request for release? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Come back to our channel for all your updates. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my channel.